So I want to talk to you a little bit about text boxes and some of the options we have with text box. You may want to zoom in. When you first open your document, it's going to be about 20%. And down here in the right-hand corner, you can change your zoom level either by clicking or just hitting the plus key. And then don't panic. You have to move your sliders around so you can see everything. And again, using in a really big scale. We're not used to working in this big scale. So this is the text box that I had added from a previous document. And maybe you wanted to add a little bit more text and you wanted to make this text box longer. Well, you can see I'm grabbing the handle and the cursor's changing, but it won't allow me to change it to be a little bit. All you need to do is go inside the text box, click once using the I-beam. See how I have the move arrow and the I-beam? Now my cursor is it's blinking after the 24. Now I can hit the enter key and I can make my text box larger. Now you do have some options when you're adding your text boxes for your body text, and I do recommend that you put your body text in a text box. You have the most control over that. You can change the alignment and really work and move your text box around as needed by just grabbing in between the white square handles. But you may want to have rounded text boxes instead of a square text box, just because it looks a little interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this text box by clicking on it once and hitting backspace or delete. And I'm going to go back to my Insert tab, and under my Insert tab I'm going to go to Text Box. I'm going to go ahead and click the text box. And in order to add the text box, you have to click and drag with the mouse to add the text box. And now I have a text box. So you can see here's my format, and here's my different shape styles. So they have a rounded shape style as well. So if I click and drag, I now have a rounded shape style. And again, this text box is pretty dark and it doesn't fit with our theme, so we could go back to our theme and keep it consistent. And to add text to this, I have to right-click and edit text. So that's a little different. So I click on it once to get it selected, right-click, edit text. And now I can go ahead and go to the home key and change my body text to 24. Now you can have, it's recommended you can have up to 2 different font types inside your poster. So you can have one for your headings and your subheadings, or your subtitles, and one for your body text. And when we get to your body text, they recommend that you actually use a serif font, so a font with feet versus sans serif, meaning without. So the with feet one, the one that you're most used to seeing, would be Times New Roman. So you can see there's little feet on the bottom of the T, or little feet on the bottom of the N. Okay, and right now my text is centered. And centered text is very difficult to read. So typically we don't center our body text. We only center subtitles and titles. So I'm going to go ahead and left align my text. And you can also see that the text is centered in the copy box. You can experiment with that with what looks good, or up here under the drawing tools, I'm still on the home tab, you can see you can change it to the top. Okay, so again, I inserted a text box. Oops, I zoomed out a little bit here. And insert text box. I'm going to click and draw my text box, and I can actually go to the different shapes here and decide I want a rounded text box instead. Click and draw that, and I can use my quick styles so that it looks the same as my other text box, and right click, edit text to add my text. I left align the text. I changed the font to Times New Roman, changed the size to 24, and I changed the spacing to top. Okay, so again, just a little bit of working with text boxes. I think you'll find text boxes is the way to go.